Hello there. So let's start with this piece. Today we are doing a snail with a human skull parachute falling from the sky. We are going to start with a rotary tattoo machine. Also, if you want to know a little bit more, if you want to discuss things a little bit deeper about this stippling related, you have my link on the Discord down below on the description. So let's start. We are going to start with the human skull. Now going through the nose. Also feel free to check in the description as well. Feel free to check my full course absolutely for free on YouTube on Stippling. There's the link in the description. Let me just increase a little bit the voltage. How are you guys doing on this Monday? Oh, cool. Also, I'm going to repeat this a little bit, but since we are getting new numbers all the time during this live, make sure if you want to know a little bit more about stippling, make sure to visit the link on the description. You get there my full course on stippling on YouTube for free. Also, I also created a Discord server, so you guys can check that out to talk a little bit more about stippling and whatnot. You're welcome. Hey, all good? This one will be a fun one, like a snail with a parachute made of a human skull. Now going for the teeth. I'll try to use the other machine, the Fold Pro, since here we need a little bit more attention, since the hairs are way thinner. With this machine you can get a little bit more into the details a little bit better. So let's see. And also is not as loud as the other one, which is a huge plus for me at least. Scraping off the paper instead of this is just tearing apart the whole paper. Thank you, Kevin Alvarez, for the follow. You're welcome here. Also check out the Discord server and my free course on Stippling on YouTube. Now we are going just for the dark areas. Just trying to place here on the really dark areas. Oh, cool around there. So doing these cross hatches to darken up the area. Doing out the straps where the snail is holding to. Now going for the light base, light layer around the whole skull. Trying to do really light dots. Almost never touching the paper, just like letting the machine do all the work. It's starting to come into something here, slowly but surely. Okay. So we are going to go, in the end we are going to revisit some spots that we might need to adjust. So for now we are going to do just, we're going to fill everything first, and then only in the end we are going to retouch everything that we need to eventually retouch, okay? Also, already said before, you have a stippling course available for free on my YouTube channel. You have the link in the description here, and as well the link for the Discord server where we can talk about this technique. You'll feel free to post stuff there. I'll answer your questions. So you can feel welcome to go there. Just started today. That's the Discord. Feel free to be the first ones. Well, this paper is a watercolor paper. It's a 300 GSM. I figured I thought that this was hot press, so the grain is really fine, but it's not. However, the grain is still fine enough. If you look for watercolor paper, try to see if the grain, or try to see if the paper is almost flat, if that doesn't have too much texture, because with the stippling point it kinda doesn't like it that much, you know, and you'll ruin a lot of cartridges using the roughest papers. If you can, choose the hot press version. It will be way better. Thank you. Also, as I said before, you have my free course available on YouTube on Stippling. The link is in the description. And if you want, just head to my Discord server. Also, the link is there in the description. There you can. I just made it today, so brand new. It's a nice way to contact with you guys. And be more focused on answering the questions. Doing now the belt around the snail, and it's anchored to the parachute, and after this we are starting on the proper snail. You have to be really careful about these really tiny spots. So we don't mess up. Okay, nice. Okay, what kind of craziness? Sorry? If you want to disclose it, obviously, right? But yeah, like I'm a really calm person, very relaxed person. So obviously my streams will have that vibe, like relaxing vibe. And I really like to, I'm a bit shy, but I really like to talk to people, so be my guest if you want to have some company right there, at least during this, the hour or so. You can have some company for each other. Now doing the part of the belly of the snail. It's the easiest part for now, because when we start with the kind of textury, scaly stuff on the snail, it will be a little bit hard. Not hard, but, well, time consuming as well, at least. And this has been something like a, not that, but almost a New Year's Eve resolution, you know, like trying to do a little bit more on my YouTube channel, trying to force myself to practice more, and I figured like, well, why don't I do both of them, like practicing and also doing something a little bit extra for my YouTube channel, you know? So I combine these two points. So, this part of the belly is done, and now we are going towards the more time-consuming part, this scaly texture thing on the snail. I hope this cartridge is good enough, because it was like damaging the paper instead of just placing some ink. Let's get to it, let's see. What I'm going to do here is this is my plan. I'm going to just outline every single block or textury stuff on this snail, just outlining it, and then I'm going to go through a base layer with the other machine, and after that we are going to check the tones, check if what needs to be darkened up or what needs to be a little bit more contrasty. So for now it's just a little bit tedious, but I guess it's also a little bit meditative as well. I don't bother that much. have here a little horn. I don't know how it is called in English. Sorry about that, I'm Portuguese. But these sticky things on the snail. And here they have a little shadow. We need to, like a cast shadow, need to deal with this, okay. And here you have really a gap from underneath, so this should supposed to be more dark, okay. Now here for another one. Also here. This machine, I like way better this machine than the other one. Just first, it's way quieter, so it doesn't buzz all the time on my head. And secondly, it gives me way more precision than the other. The problem, honestly, is that sometimes if I'm using this machine, I'll have to use a ballpoint pen cartridge like this. This is a ballpoint pen cartridge, okay? It's similar to a tattooing cartridge, but instead of having needles, it has a ballpoint pen charge in it. Let me just brighten up a little bit, I guess it's needed. Well, no, not like this, sorry. Okay. It's getting dark out there. I was saying, yeah, but well, sometimes the cartridge comes like in a lot of cartridges. They come in a really bad shape, and usually they tend to to almost destroy the paper instead of properly, well, drawing or scribbling or depositing ink, let's say. These really thin areas, they're kind of tricky to deal with. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear, but my cat is snoring. Can you hear it? No. With the music and whatnot, probably no. But yeah, I can hear it. And he's snoring big time. I was thinking about that also, as well. But well, if she doesn't want to disclose, it's up to her. That's fine. Now doing these textury things. I'm not trying to be really harsh within this texture stuff, just making small appointments here and there, because we are going to go through all of this with a base, but for now just doing this, just to establish a little bit of texture, right? Be aware of my stippling free course on YouTube, here on the description, as well as my Discord server done a couple of hours ago. So if you want to chill and talk a little bit more about this, or any kind of help towards gear, paper, technique, you are welcome to enter there to discuss. Okay. Now just it lacks only the tail. And UKG 69, I think Lily has left us. just doing some random shapes around here. Okay, so we already have here the base. Now we are going to slightly work things a little bit better. So we are going to refine all the stuff here, starting for doing a proper shading to reveal the depth, the 3D effects of the whole thing. Okay. Also here. And underneath. Not that much, so doesn't enter this downed area. Just a little bit. Around here for the drop shadow on this belt. To add it a little bit more 3D effects to it. Also here. Just refining the edge. Also here as well. Okay. Do it a little bit here. And we're going to have here like a cast shadow on the floor. To try to sell the effects of the snail like hanging or fluctuating on the sky, right? Just doing some cross hatching. Okay. Now we are going to darken up a little bit the undersides of the scales. Okay. What you guys are thinking about this? for new people coming in right now. If you want to know a little bit more about stippling, check out my free course on YouTube. The link is in the description, as well as the Discord link. Okay. Now we are going to this machine that's a little bit rougher. Refining the edges. Now, I guess the snail is already done. We are going just to revisit some stuff here on the skull. Now we're going just to use this machine to, since there are little things, trying to be a little more careful. And just let me give a little bit here. I guess we are done for today. Tomorrow we'll have another challenge. It's a funny also. Thank you very much for being there. Thank you very much. Also, as I said before, check out my description, this slide's description. I have a course on stippling for free on YouTube. So if you are curious about this, check that out. And I also started a Discord server where you can join and be part of the community there. Thank you very much for being there, and I'll see you tomorrow, as always.